Welcome, everyone. It's great here to be with you today. We're going to be exploring Teams Premium today, and this session is being recorded. All right, my name is Dallas. I've been in the IT sector for almost 30 years. I'm a senior technology adoption consultant with Change Champions. And before this, I worked for Microsoft and Apple for about 15 years. While I was with Microsoft, I was an enterprise trainer and a customer success manager, helping clients to learn more and adopt everything M365. A fun fact about me is I'm actually part of the London chapter of Mensa. I don't want that to sound too impressive. I only have 2 points above the minimum requirement, so I'm very much the remedial part of Mensa. So, Change Champions is a Microsoft partner in the user and organization change management space. We partner with organizations to maximize their technology investment and boost their bottom line. Our approach is to offer Microsoft expertise, and we are also ProSci certified. ProSci is a change management designation. To help our clients succeed, we partner with some amazing partners like Brainstorm, Microsoft, and many, many more. Sorry, just give me a moment there. So our agenda is up to 45 minutes today. I will let you know that I'm going to be doing about a 30-minute presentation, and then we're going to have a 15-minute, or as long as you need, Q&A. But what is Teams Premium? Well, AI is baked into everything Microsoft. Teams Premium empowers users with advanced artificial intelligence capabilities. Your company and meeting data needs to be protected. Teams Premium extends security options even further. Have a highly confidential meeting on Project X? Well, secure your meeting with end-to-end encryption. And if you have Purview, you can apply security labels to handle retention and disposition automatically. This offers peace of mind and a huge time savings. Themes. Well, we're going to dive a bit into themes here today, but themes allow your organization to design different styles of meetings with preset or locked options. Imagine, I may want a town hall with to come across a little bit more less formal. I can design and enforce that, giving a consistent feel between all of our town halls. Think of it as a meeting template curated as little or as much as we need. Advanced webinars, giving us more options to enrich our webinar space, leveraging some of the best Teams Live features into events at scale, allowing our organization to control our broadcast. Imagine a polished investors meeting where we can demonstrate control over everything that is heard and seen. Little chance that someone is going to break in and interrupt our CEO's keynote. Now, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please save them till the end or light up the chat space, and we will address them when we enter our Q&A. I just want to make sure that we get out in time for those people that don't need to stick around or don't have questions about Teams Premium. But I want to let you know this is a safe space, and you can ask me pretty much anything about Teams Premium, and I'll either have the answer or I'll find you the answer if I can. Give me a moment there. So what is Teams Premium? I just want to dive into that a little bit more. Teams Premium uses some of the latest AI features to make collaborative spaces even better. Teams Premium is an extension of a standard license. Teams Premium can be added to individuals, departments, or the whole organization. Microsoft Teams Premium is a new offering that builds on the current Teams experience with new additional features that help make Teams meetings even more personalized, more intelligent, and more protected. It also enables premium capabilities for additional meeting scenarios, including virtual appointments and meetings at scale like live events, town halls, and advanced webinars. My colleague will be posting a link into the river there, the chat space, so you can actually review that if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns. All right, so we're going to jump into an actual demo of the experience here. Today, I'll be taking you through the Teams Premium experience using a demo account called Contoso, and I'll be playing Alex in the demo environment. I also want to let you know that I'll be using the new Teams experience. It will look and feel like the Teams Classic experience you might be using, but it's actually faster under the hood. Now I'm just going to come out of that PowerPoint for the moment. I'm currently in Teams, and I'm currently in the calendar space. So if I go to left-hand rail, I'm currently in the calendar space of Teams here. Now, all I did to prepare for this meeting, I did a couple things that took me maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I created 2 meeting experiences that we're going to jump into. And I actually played with some of those templates that I talked about, but I'll address that here in a little bit. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to click on this yellow one. I labeled it yellow just so I could see it in all of these calendar events. That's the only reason why it's yellow, because you can actually color code your Teams meetings there. Now, I don't necessarily like, they are meetings, but they are much more than a meeting space. They are a collaborative space. They are a space we can use before the meeting. They're a space we can use during the meeting, and they're a space we can use after the meeting. And if it's a reoccurring space, all of that information is actually contained there. So I think it's actually a healthier look to look at it as a collaboration space rather than a meeting space, even though it's called a meeting space. Now, this is a meeting that we've already had, so there's a recording, a transcript, and attendance. Nothing new so far. There's actually a recap button here. Now, I'm going to click on that recap button. Now, even if you don't have Teams Premium, you do have a recap button there. But if you have Teams Premium, you actually have a richer experience in this recap section. So this recap is to help you get more from this meeting space, whether I attended the whole meeting, not the meeting, or whatever it might be. The recap allows me to get a quick look and a bird's eye view of everything that happened in that meeting. So first of all, let's take a look. There's content. So any content that I shared before the meeting, during the meeting, after the meeting, or any content that I allowed anyone else to share in that meeting space because I was the creator would show up here. So there's an attendance report, there's a couple documents here, a PowerPoint and a Word document. So, and I could go add more documents to this space if I chose to as well. Now there's a notes section. This is not backed by AI. This is in your current recap if you don't have Teams Premium. This space, it allows me or any other users in here to go in and add to the space. So it's not backed by AI, it's actually backed by all of our labors. But that means that I can go add agenda notes, meeting notes, excuse me, follow-up tasks and assign those tasks. So this is really useful, and you have that now. But now let's talk about what happens with Teams Premium and AI. So there's actually these AI notes. Just give me one moment. There's these AI notes. So these are notes that were actually written by the AI. And it's going to give me a synopsis of all the different parts of this meeting. So if I did attend this meeting, if I didn't attend the meeting, if I only attended part of the meeting, I could come in here and probably understand what happened in that meeting with a very quick synopsis of everything that was said in that meeting. Really useful. I also want to point out that these meeting spaces become more of a document space. Just the same way as your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint in OneDrive and SharePoint. Well, this meeting space actually becomes part of that space as well. And the AI then is actually extrapolating out information. So when we search across Teams or Microsoft, we can actually find this meeting so I can jump in it to consume it, use it, share it. It's really easy to remember that something was said in a meeting yesterday afternoon. And actually, sometimes that's not even that easy if you're on back-to-back meetings. And sometimes I'm left wondering, did I read that? Did I write that? Did somebody else say that? So just by writing in a keyword or keywords in here, if those keywords are actually within this meeting space, it will flag it. So I could actually visit that meeting and actually visit that point in the meeting to say, that's where I heard it or saw it. And I can jump back into it to consume it, use it, share it, or refresh my mind to say, that's exactly what I needed to say there. And it becomes reference material. So the AI becomes very powerful. When you are recording your meetings and creating transcripts, that's becoming part of your record. There's also @mentioned. So anytime that I'm @mentioned, now I'm playing Alex today. So anytime that Alex is mentioned, I can jump to that point of the meeting. I can visit the transcript here. I can go into here and I can actually type in the word Teams. That's a very simple term, but I could have typed in a sentence as well that I think was said in that meeting. And there's 8 references here. And I can jump to them and I could say, is this the one I want to do? I could read it, or I could click on that. Well, if somebody wants to talk about Teams Premium, and I don't know if you heard that or not, it was actually jumping right to that point in the meeting from the transcript. So really powerful, again, to jump into Consume and unlock all the information that is contained in these meeting spaces. So transcripts, the AI notes, the at mentions, the notes that we get to create and curate. Also down to here, I'm in a meeting here where there's Alex and Adele. I played Alex, my colleague played Adele. And right here, I can actually see the back and forth between us. If there were more people in that meeting space, we would see the back and forth. And again, I can jump ahead to that point and hit play.
I think at the end of
You're
the day,
getting the idea. I'm going to turn that off.
I would say we just need them to have a conversation with us. The product itself doesn't really matter. I think we could, divide things by service instead. For example, say Microsoft
was up with my tenant.
If somebody wants to talk about Teams Premium,
there we go. Sorry about that. So I have the ability to go between my speakers. I also, you know what? The AI is so smart. It actually understands sections and created them for me. Every time we started a new topic, it actually flagged those. So it automatically created those chapters or those table marks. So every time a new topic is mentioned, and I could actually click on any one of those to go to that topic area and listen to that topic area. It also is really good at creating auto chapters. So this one isn't chronological, this one is chronological, but you can see the AI is allowing it to break up. So if I was part of this meeting space or late to this meeting space, I can get caught up really quickly in the meeting or after the meeting, because I could review this and see everything that is relevant to me. And I don't have to watch the hour meeting. I could just watch the 5 or 10 minutes that is most relevant to me. And I can watch it at double speed or 1.75 speed, so I can get caught up and get on with the rest of my day very, very quickly. Now that AI is all about empowering you. So if you do have Teams Premium, have a play with that. If you have Teams Premium and you don't see that, it means it hasn't been turned on for you, and you might want to get that turned on so you can actually start using it. Now I'm going to come out of this meeting space. I'm just going to go back into there and go back into the calendar. Now, I can go and create a new meeting up here. That's nothing new. But there is a chevron here. When I click on that chevron, it's actually showing all of the spaces that are available in Teams meetings. So I have the ability to create webinars, town halls, virtual appointments. Just quickly, what a virtual appointment is that's me creating a collaborative space with somebody outside of my organization. So if I have an organization or part of an organization that does public outreach, we can actually use Teams and create virtual appointments where they can actually get text invitations to those meetings. If there's changes, they can join that meeting, and it can have a different look and feel than the rest of our meeting spaces. We have live events, but down here, custom templates. So I have admin privileges on this account, and I went and created 2 other spaces on my own, and those allow me to then open or lock as many features as I need to personalize that space. So again, think of that as a template, and we can create different templates to have different looks and feels in these meetings. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this green meeting that I pre-created. And one thing I do want to point out is when you are creating meeting spaces, if you actually have an E5 license and you have Purview, you will actually have this option, the ability to add a sensitivity label. Now, what a sensitivity label is they can be there's predefined ones, or your organization can define them. And basically the same way you can apply a sensitivity label to a document. So when you apply a sensitivity label, it wraps it around in the security policies that are relevant. It wraps it around in retention policies that are relevant. For instance, if I have a document or a meeting that can't be erased because it's an official document of sorts, and we can't erase it for 7 years, by me applying a 7-year retention label, it will be retained for 7 years and wrap any security around that is required. That might mean that only me, the author, has access to this meeting after, and no one else does, because we've closed and made it more secure. So again, if you have E5 or Purview and you have the Teams Premium, you will actually see those sensitivity labels, so you can apply a sensitivity label to a meeting space the same way you would to a document. Give me a moment. Now, I joined this meeting here. Now, another advantage that you actually get with Teams Premium is a branding opportunity. Now, what I mean by that is it's probably easier to show. I'm just going to go ahead and join a meeting that I already had. So do you see the background here is actually personalized or customized? Now, I picked a funny meme that's supposed to represent that you left your mic on, or that you left you're on mute. So what that means is I can actually personalize that background space for every different meetings that we have. So I can have fun meetings, I can have professional meetings, I could actually have our North Campus, pictures of our North Campus there, or brands or logos, department logos, or the organization logo, whatever it might be. You have an opportunity to brand the space, so when people are waiting to join the meeting, they'll actually see that and they'll be able to then join that meeting. Now, we're going to go back in there in a moment, but I want to come out of there. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this meeting options. Hold on. So those meeting options, that when you create one of those templates, you can actually define the meeting options. And as an admin, they can be locked or they can actually be toggled one way by default. But that allows you to create a different meeting space, those different images, everything else like that. But I want to go into here and I just want to show off some of the features that are new with Teams Premium. So manage what attendees see. I'll be showing that off in a few moments. But that means that if this is a town hall and I don't want people to come into the meeting space or talk in the meeting space or share their screen, so then we're now seeing their screen by accident or however it might be, by clicking that on, it allows me to take control of the broadcast, and myself or somebody behind the scenes gets to control what the audience is seeing. So I'm going to show you what that is like in a few moments, so I'm going to leave that on. Then we also have the ability to enable a green room. Now, all a green room is a space for me and my colleagues that are going to host this meeting to meet before the meeting, so we can actually plan and prep, and anything that we say or do in that space is actually private until we actually go live. So that will enable you to do that as well. There's also end-to-end encryption available, so I can actually make that meeting even more secure. You can apply a watermark, and that watermark is actually all of my colleagues' emails. So if they sign in, it's actually tagging their email address across the video. So if somebody screen grabs it, we can trace back that leaked information back to that exact person. So it's a way of us further protecting our information, because I'm less likely to screen grab something if my name is going to be pinned to it, or I'm less likely to share it. I might have to grab it for my own personal use. You can even turn that off so there's no ability to grab. There's also an enhanced attendee report, but I'm going to come out of there. I'm just going to hit save. And I'm going to go back into that meeting space. I just wanted to show some of the new features that are available in Teams Premium. I'm going to hit send update, and I'm just going to go back into that green meeting in a moment. And I'm just going to go ahead and join this meeting. And again, this one has that curated background, but I'm going to go ahead and join that now. I am going to turn off the mic there because I'm actually broadcasting out to you in another session. Right here, it's actually advising that end-to-end encryption is on. I'm just going to close that. Now, this looks a little bit different. I could turn on my camera. Again, I'm playing Alex. So hi, I'm on a different camera now. So what I can actually do here is I can hover over. I'm the only one in this meeting right now, but if there were other people in this meeting, I could click here and I could actually bring them on screen. So now that is actually the person being presented out to everyone else. So this means I get to be like a television producer, and I can control what my audience is seeing. And I can take this person off, I can promote somebody else on, I could promote a PowerPoint behind them, whatever it might be. But I also want to point out that this meeting isn't started yet, and there's currently 0 attendees. And so again, this is that green space. This is that space for me to meet up with my colleagues and for us to get everything polished before we start. And once everything is ready to start, we hit the start meeting. And then we're live. Whatever's said at that point, you can see this went from to live. Now what's ever said from this point forward is actually being recorded or being broadcast out to our audience. Currently an audience of 0, but you get the idea. So that allows us to take more control over this meeting space. Now, that's not going to be my meeting first thing in the morning with my colleagues. This is probably going to be like a town hall or an investor meeting where we actually need to demonstrate some more control over that space. Now, I'm just going to click here and I'm going to end that meeting. And we'll come out of that space. So those are some of the features there, easy to use. Now, so a couple things that I just want to review. There is that end-to-end encryption, so that allows your data to be more protected. There is that watermarking of your content, so it can actually be more protected. That managing who can record or what people see. Those are powerful features to ensure that we have the best representation of our brand if we're broadcasting out to a larger team or to outside of our organization. Now, Teams Premium will also unlock a webinar waitlist. So maybe we only want to have a webinar with 500 people. So we can actually create a waitlist for people after 500. So if some of those first 500 say they can't make it, we can actually invite some of those others that are in that waiting list. We can also limit the webinar registration by date and time. So I can actually say, you know, even though the event might be on Wednesday, we're going to have everyone register by Monday. So then we know how large of an event that we need to prepare for. Another feature that is unlocked in Teams Premium is an advanced webinar report, and that's going to give you all the analytics on these meetings. So that's going to tell us how many people joined, how long they participated in, if they were engaged. It's going to give us all of that information after that meeting. I already referenced virtual appointments. Virtual appointments were up in that corner. They were an option up here. So again, that's not for everyone in your organization, but if I reach outside of my organization to clients or to different people there, I can actually use those virtual appointments to curate to them and even get them text messages. So there's no excuse about us missing a meeting or anything else like that unless they just truly miss it. Now, just give me a moment. We are going to start wrapping up, and we're going to be entering our Q&A real soon. Just give me a moment. I'm just going to get back into my PowerPoint deck. Okay, Teams Premium is not static, so it can be enriched with more features or more functions at any time, and it may be extended further with new functions and extensions such as Copilot. So keep an eye out for that. Imagine asking who said something in a meeting, and it will likely find the reference and play the meeting recording or take you to the meeting transcript in moments. So Copilot is going to allow us to search those things using our voice or using our commands or typing something in. Copilot is going to empower us to even find that those spaces, those meetings, those documents much, much quicker. Translating meeting transcripts. So I'm in Canada, and my organization may operate in Quebec. I could actually translate my English transcript to French, making my meeting more accessible to a wider audience. French users may even be fluent in English, but this is a gesture that demonstrates inclusion and allows people to follow along in a first language where they're probably most fluent. I talked about those meeting spaces with externals. There's also coming to that is a send appointment follow-ups. So post-appointment, I can reply or have the AI reply for me automatically, following up with them automatically. No one falls between the cracks. No one is left behind in error. Everyone is getting that follow-up so we can engage with them and get the best return on that meeting space. We risk less wasted time when AI does the work for us. Engaging our audience with a call to action automatically, allowing my team to engage with more and worrying less about follow-ups. All right, so we are about just to enter our Q&A. So for anyone that has got what they needed from today, I want to say thank you very much, and you'll be able to exit here in a moment. But I do want to say, please get in touch if you have any questions, comments, or concerns that were not addressed in today's session, or if you have questions about our Microsoft adoption services. We'd love to set up a call to understand and prioritize and discuss how we may be able to help. So if your smartphone is handy, you can grab that QR code, or my colleague will also be posting those details that are on the left rail into the chat space for you all to review. I am trusting that we all got something from today's session. If you have no questions, comments, concerns, and you're done exploring for today, you are welcome to sign off. However, I'll be sticking around to answer any questions, comments, concerns, but I want to thank you all and have a wonderful day and happy holidays. Now, I am just going to turn off the recording. Give me a moment and we'll go into our Q&A.